Hello, hello,
Hey.
hello. Welcome, everybody, to the pre-show hangout for our winter special that I've affectionately dubbed the Fight Before Midwinter. We'll see how much fighting actually does occur tonight, depending on how well. Because I mean, I just remembered that we have like like two charisma machines in like the twin sisters, uh, stepsisters of Cecilia and Artemisia. So we'll see. Yeah, how's everybody doing?
Pretty
Oh,
good.
busy. Getting ready for Christmas.
Oh
Are,
yeah, me
are
too.
folks good at rapping? Would you self-proclaim yourself as being skilled or proficient at wrapping gifts?
I am good at putting paper on them, but the sort of added like ribbons and stuff, I just go, what's the point? And I don't do it, even though I appreciate it when other people do it.
I'm a
Well,
big gift
I
bag guy.
I don't even I don't remember when, but like we kind of stopped even. Well, I stopped because I got tired of my mom telling me to go up to the attic and get it. Was putting up Christmas trees.
Nice.
So
Oh,
yeah, everybody like my friends and family and stuff like that. They'd be like, "Your mother, your poor mother, it's so horrible" and things like that. But yeah, like the Christmas spirit is still alive in my heart. But at the same time, like rapping and the other things, I was always on the grind of like, hey guys, just put it in a bag. Like, or just give me the box. I'm completely fine with the box.
Hmm.
Save both of us time.
I vibe with that.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
glad.
Do you
we're
feel like, oh, go ahead.
we're just the gift bag family with like a central store. So when my sister and I come home for the holidays, like we go to the central store of gift bags and like find the ones that fit our things and put them out. And then after Christmas, my mother gathers all the bags back into a central store. Occasionally some leave because they go to like a holiday party at work or something. But so we have a
But
pretty good
then
stock now.
the new ones come in from like outsiders bringing presents.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
I
is the
think
nice thing about gift bags.
the fanciest rapping I ever have to do is that. Do you guys have like a yearly tradition amongst your friends? Oh, I remember debating about this last year. Like you either do like a Secret Santa or a White Elephant, aka a Yankee swap. Okay, first of all, for our two new guests, I just want to ask you: do you guys call it a
This
Yankee swap, or do you guys call it a White Elephant, or do you guys call it something different?
I would. I think whenever people play it around me, they always call it a white elephant. But it's what are the rules with it? Because I know that there are like so many different versions. So depending on the rules, I can tell you what we call
Oh, interesting. Okay, so I
feel like
guess
you're going to be on my side in this, Christian. I'm very happy.
it.
but he doesn't know which side that is, so I guess it's fair. So, okay, just correct me if I'm
That or
wrong.
mortal
Brian.
enemies. It's one or the other.
Yeah, that's right. Choices made now could influence the game later tonight, so just
that's
be
right. That's
careful.
right.
It's okay. My character is always correct, so it's all good.
So everybody brings a gift, and you don't say what it is. You wrap it. You put it in the center of the table. Everybody then draws a number, and then you begin with the first person, and they pick a gift and they open it, and then later on somebody else, the second person goes, and they could either steal that gift or they can
I know
open
what this
another
is
gift.
called. This is Dirty Santa.
Oh my
Also
god!
acceptable.
okay.
I will accept Dirty Santa too.
It's called Dirty Santa. That's how, at least that's what I was when I played when I was younger. I got a Magic 8 Ball. I think the first time I ever played Dirty Santa.
So this is the source of it, and we actually turned this into our holiday special. I think it was 2 years ago, because I learned White Elephant is you bring a gift and the gift is mildly ridiculous. Like it's not something that people necessarily want. And so you pick a gift and you get a mildly ridiculous gift. If there is a stealing portion, that's Yankee Swap. That's a different game. And then we found out that while I still maintain I'm right, I also am a descriptivist at heart, and other people call that White Elephant, even though the whole point of the White Elephant is you get a gift that you really don't want. Like, why are you calling it White Elephant if that's
Well,
not an intrinsic part of the game?
see how I've always done because I've done White Elephant with the rules that Yang Yang just described. Um, it sort of it gets its sort of spice from the fact that people are supposed to bring silly gifts, but there are levels of silliness. And some people like are totally on board with that, like maximum silly, and some people are like, oh no, it's just sort of like normal. And so the idea is that you walk out with a normal gift and like don't get the silly one, or like steal so that you can get rid of it, or like, so it's a matter of avoiding the silliest ones. Last year I walked out with a board game, Throw Burrito, which is a very silly game.
Yeah.
But what got passed around and I stole away from was a bidet attachment toilet seat kit thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would take that over Throw Burrito.
You won. Like
Yeah, that's right.
Whoever
that's the one. That's one I got rid of. So.
Oh.
So I grew up doing it. It was a white elephant, no matter what, even if the Yankee swap portion was happening. And I just am trying to start that tradition with friends now. I think is trying to get people here in Seattle to do it. And one of my friends I found out likes Friends, the TV show. And so I got my hands on all 10 seasons of the DVD box set for free. And now I'm going to give it to him. And that's an unfortunate gift in my mind to deal with all those DVDs. So
I mean, oh boy, I hope your friend ends up with it. You know that they're gonna fight for that thing.
Well,
No, go ahead.
Well, I'm kind of like a little torn of, is there a way to do White Elephant plus Secret Santa? Like intentionally Secret Santa bad gifts and then steal them from each other.
Yeah, I think the rules can mesh together. Yeah, why not? Just a White Elephant, but like anonymous.
This is the thing too, when we did that that Christmas special for Westgate Irregulars, was we had every character come up with a different version of the rules for a White Elephant game and not tell each other what the rules were, and get various levels of confused or angry when people weren't playing by the rules. And I enjoyed it so much.
Well, my office has been doing it apparently. Like I only got to their Christmas party or holiday party last year, but they've been doing it long enough to have a tradition. So they have one of the people puts in this can, and it's canned haggis. So like it comes out, and people are sort of already adjusting to the idea that it's haggis and that it's canned haggis. And then the person who brought it out like has to show you that it's canned haggis that expired in 2009. So then like whoever gets it puts it aside, and then it comes to the next White Elephant. So it just keeps getting like more of a White Elephant every year, I guess.
What
so
is
if you get
haggis?
the canned hag.
Might be my southern showing.
It's this Scottish.
Yeah, it's like a sausage.
Yeah,
like
it's kind of
made with oatmeal and stuff.
More crumbly, and it's cooked in a a sheep's stomach?
Sheep's stomach, yeah.
But because I've had it, and it's just kind of a crumbly sausage, really.
It's one of those things that, like, if you ever eat it, it's not as gross as it sounds, but as soon as you say you cook it in a sheep's stomach, it's like, I'm out.
Okay.
But then you eat it and it's like, oh, okay, it's just kind of crumbly sausage.
Yeah, I'm down to try everything. Yeah. I'm just, this sounds. This is my first time hearing of the haggis.
Well, I don't think the canned haggis would be a good example.
That's another thing. I have to admit, I've never heard of canned haggis, but I also recently heard that in the UK they have canned hamburgers, which was a very confusing moment for me. I guess it doesn't it doesn't have the bun on it. It's just like patties in a cream sauce or something.
Whoa.
I don't know.
Rhiannon, for Minnesota, and maybe Christian, you've heard of this. Have you heard of Scrapple?
I heard of that.
What is Scrapple?
I've heard of that.
Imagine it's haggis, but it's the pig version, right? It's just a tube of all of the stuff.
Yeah.
From a pig. Stuff. And Rhiannon, my family does that with the Scrapple, right? We freeze it and then it gets passed around every year. And one year they popped it open and actually ate it, and that was deeply alarming, but great time. Yeah.
Wow. Just start to realize how big the world is.
How big and gross the world is.
Hey,
But no,
I'm not
Christian,
gonna-
what do you eat for the holidays? Like, what do you like? What kind of treats do you enjoy?
So my family has a good tradition of doing potluck. So each one of the different like people's, so like my mom and dad are the smoker family. So like we have like I don't know how many smokers they have in their backyard. I used to build them when I was a child. They like whenever
Whoa.
like yeah,
Awesome.
whenever they would go like do outside work and stuff like that, and they knew we had like some big thing to do, I loved to build things when I was little, so they would just give me the box and then they put me in the garage, they move the cars out, and then they'd just be like, all right, build this, just don't come out until you get done and we'll do all the yard work outside. And I loved it. Like I was like, heck yeah, no raking leaves. So they do like hams, ribs, chicken, all the meats is what they smoke. And then my aunts and uncles and all of them do different things. And we usually go over to my cousin's house and we always spend Thanksgiving and Christmas over there.
That sounds
So,
awesome.
It's been like the past 25 years we've been doing it.
I gotta just switching subjects for just a moment on this. I got a question. I recently heard it. If any of you have heard of, I'm plugging it for a moment on their, but it's the Handsome podcast. It's great.
Yeah.
Tig Notaro's in it, Mae Martin's in it, and another comedian is in it, and they just shoot the shit and have a great time. And they recently were asked the question, how many owls do you have to see in a single day for it to tell you like there's a problem? Like potentially the world is ending. Like I'm gonna start with, how many hours will it take for you to see in a day for you to be like, something's up, like there's a problem? And then I want to go to the next number, which is, how many hours do you have to see in the day for you to call your loved one to be like, I love you, the world could be ending.
Oh, like owls the bird?
Yeah, the bird.
Oh, because they like sense danger and will like fly in the face of it or something?
Because they're nocturnal and you shouldn't see them in the day. Yeah?
Yeah, just like,
so they
like
sense
it's an odd
danger.
thing.
Yeah, so they sense danger and then like flee in the daytime.
I don't think it's that logical.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I mean,
just owls in the daytime are weird. How many weird things do you see before you're like,
okay.
Yeah,
the world is out
I
of
think-
order?
Yeah. Imagine for a minute, you step out of your house tomorrow morning and 1,000 owls are up in the air. Like,
Whoa.
what's your reaction?
I mean, you just saw it. Whoa, and then just step back inside and close the door.
Like, go back to bed. Don't want any of this. I
Call
feel like
it
if I
in.
saw 6 owls, I would be like, this is weird. Something is up. How
If I
many
s-
before I call my loved ones is an odd question.
I feel like
I
3
feel
owls
like
would be weird.
I was about to say, if I saw 4 owls outside, I'd call my mom and dad that day. I'd be like, yo, crazy stuff. The owls are out today. Careful. I don't know what's going on, but I saw 4 of them. Like,
I feel like I would call and be like, do you know what? I just saw 6 owls. Isn't that wild? But I would not assume I had to like make sure my husband knows I loved him or something, right? Like if that's the point, if I have to trip over into, call everybody I love and make sure they know I love them, I'm not sure how many owls that is.
Okay.
But that's a scary thought. Like, what is the number that tips over there?
I think it's all like contextual, because are they the same breed? Because if it's different breeds of owls, then that's just like craziness. But maybe there's a bunch of fledglings or something. Not that owls flock, but
this is one of my favorite random facts, like the words of venery, the animal groupings. Like there's a word for a group of owls, even though owls do not flock and are solitary, so you don't really have a parliament of owls. That's not a thing, but we have a word for it just in case.
But like, if Parliament was in session, like how many members of Parliament would have to be there?
I would think
538.
Oh, there we go.
It's very specific. I think it would get to a point to where if there were so many owls that I could no longer count the owls, then I think that would be my issue. Like if I can't like just look at it and go like, oh, there's 8 hours, there's 10 hours or something like that. If owls are blotting out the sun from the sky, it's the rapture, the revelations has happened. I mean, like they missed a chapter, but like this is the world is ending. I didn't even know that the owls happened to be around here. You know what I mean? Like,
isn't it owls that were attacking people like in various places? Like people would get like a very territorial owl like living like on their property or whatever. Because I went walking in Bellevue with a friend, and there was this sign that said like there are owls around here that get kind of mad at people, like be aware. And I'm like, and like bring my motorcycle helmet. What am I supposed to do? Right?
Ooh, actually,
let's make your peace.
Yeah, like kind of serious. I think there was like a murder case once where they thought somebody like killed their spouse with like one of the pokers from an iron poker from the fire, but then later on they found out that it was actually an owl that came up behind them and clocked them in the head.
Oh my god.
What are you doing to make the owls angry?
I want you to know I went with you on that story, and in my head, you were going to say that somebody held an owl and hit the person on the head, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, they form a deadly weapon if you get your hands on them. I'll give you
if you've
bonus
ever been
damage if you
dive
grab and use an
bombed by
owl
like
in D&D.
crows or something, like imagining like an owl but they're silent,
and
that like the crows are just coming to like buzz you. Like an owl, like getting the talons in there. I'm just like, no.
What type of obituary do you have that you were ended by an owl? Like,
I'll tell you right now, it was a whodunit.
Oh my gosh!
I really thought you made that story up, and I just found it. That actually happened.
Right?
I'm angry at the world right now. If I wrote this in a book, nobody would believe it. They would be like, "Gosh, she's such a hack."
Real quick, what did you look up on the internet to get to that story? Because I almost typed in owl murder, and I don't think that's going to get me where I want to go.
That's what I typed.
Okay.
Owl. Let me see. Because I picked the first thing. Yeah, owl murder. First suggestion was an owl the real culprit in the Peterson murder mystery? Audubon.org.
I mean, I trust him. I was gonna say like nowadays, like with Google and shitifying, but Audubon.
Owl murder document. There's a documentary.
Oh my god!
Not surprised.
Watch party.
Somebody would watch that.
So I want to piggyback off your owl apocalypse question, but after you guys are done with this rabbit hole that you're on.
I mean, I think the rabbits are in hiding at this point in time. The owls are out, so we can move on.
Erin looks like she's like intensely engaged with something at the moment, so I'm just like.
This is wild. Okay. This is wild. Anyway.
What would be your first thought if you walked out of your house and there was just like raw meat all over the lawn and your roof?
Somebody pranked me.
It is like way too much for it to be like somebody, like how would somebody even get raw meat up on your chimney or onto your roof? Like throwing it, you would absolutely notice.
You throw it. I think you underestimate how deeply I.
Okay.
Or actually, I probably would wake up and I'd be like, "Fucking squirrels," because they are very noisy.
I was thinking crows because crows they eat carrion. So
close.
But then they'd eat it.
Yeah, you're real close. Apparently, it's like something that these like. Oh no! I was just thinking, like, what would be your first thought? Like, would you think it's the end of the world? Would you call your loved ones? You know, somebody pranking you is definitely like a great first guess.
I would be upset. I would think why. Like, it wouldn't even be. The confusion would hit, but then it would just be like a why thing. Like, why is this happening right now? Because it would be a lot less of me trying to figure out like what like happened the night before, and so much more like all of the things that I had to do that day. That are now having to be like, have to make calls now and be like, hey, I can't come to this.
Out of your gutters?
It's like my plans are changed. I'm calling people. Could you believe this? There's just meat everywhere. No meat. Like I don't know. Like who do I call for this? Like
I think I would probably. I'm in Christian's boat too. I would probably be pretty confused. I'd either make the assumption, I'd probably have like a. What animal exploded? Like, I think that would go through my head. Or, like, what fell out of a plane? Like, I think the two might play out for me.
Yeah. Yeah, so apparently this is like a phenomenon that was happening like in parts of America. I want to say like the Midwest, and it turns out it was like buzzards or like vultures or condors, one of those, where they would like eat a bunch of meat and then like fly in formation, and they would just like vomit while they were flying, and it would like hit people's houses and lawns.
So
Like,
cool.
can you
So
imagine?
cool.
The vultures hate you
Oh my God.
specifically.
Yes.
Why would they vomit though? Now I'm all like biologist, and I'm like, but you've taken in those calories. Why would you waste them?
They think
Yeah,
you
maybe
can't. It's actually a sign of love. They think you're not taking care of yourself.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're trying to feed you like a little baby.
I think I'm
look real
just
skinny
like,
there.
that's so metal. Like, it's just like, those buzzles are just so cool.
Be so upsetting. I'd look at my neighbor, especially so like where my parents and stuff lived, because like I live in an apartment now. So if it happened here, it wouldn't be on me. But like if my neighbors don't have that happening or any of that stuff like that, then I'd be really upset. Because it's
Just
like,
your-
why is
your
my
door,
house?
your stoop, your balcony?
It's like, what did I do to deserve this? Because I think about like the times that I like if I don't have anything to do, I'm probably not leaving my house. So I definitely had something to do, and now I'm definitely like not going to do that thing.
Yeah, yeah. And then you have to deal with like a bunch of hassle of getting somebody else to clean it, or even
Oh,
worse,
yeah.
like cleaning it yourself.
No, I'm not.
No.
I'm gonna pay someone to do this.
That's a lot.
Call in some favors. You know, you helped your friend move a few weeks ago, and now
Like,
it's
hey,
their
man,
turn.
you gotta hose down my house because there's blood everywhere. I can't.
Okay, so like switching gears again real quick. We just have a few minutes left now. Are there any, so you know, we're kind of at the age where like we're not really super into Christmas gifts, right? But like, do you each have a gift that you're really hoping to get this year?
I want a vacation. I don't think I'm getting that, but that's what I wish I was getting.
I'm supposed to go to Japan next year for a little bit, so I hope it's just cash because I'm supposed to be there for a while, and like I can't. I mean, more like I have enough stuff, if that makes sense. I don't want more stuff to have to figure out where I'm gonna store it, and potentially even if it is like that's weight that I have to try and get in luggage to fly very far. So it's like, please don't get me stuff.
If I had a Christmas where I just had like a dozen gifts all wrapped up in box and there was only cash in every single one of those boxes, I would be ecstatic. That'd be the best Christmas ever.
Best Christmas ever.
Can't even remember what because like I'm still brain dead from the move to this house. This house is new. I've only lived here for a couple months. And so like I moved in and there was all the stuff that like I had to have that I didn't realize that I needed to have, like, you know, hand towels for more bathrooms. Now I'm not in a one bathroom apartment. And then that like I was like, there are walls I can cover with like pictures and like decor, and I could buy like a table and put things. So there was a lot of like time spent at Home Goods, and that's trailed off now. Because like, you know, I'm not going to stuff it full, but there was very much a sort of like compressed urge to like decorate. And so now I'm like, well, I already got my decoration settled and I got my needs. So I think on my Christmas list, I put jigsaw puzzles again because I just like jigsaw puzzles, and like you can do them and then you can give them to Goodwill and then you don't have to store them and it's great. So
Yeah, Jake. So the question, real quick, because we gotta go to a break, is just: is there an ideal Christmas gift that you are hoping for this year?
Well, so yeah. So my partner is about to move in with me for the first time.
Oh,
That's gonna be quite
nice.
exciting. I'm very jazzed about it. But we were talking about Christmas gifts. It's like, let's go with experiential, right? The classic. Let's go with experiential. And so I got a phone call yesterday, being like, "All right, funny, calm, intense, scary." And I was like, I'll go with funny. And she goes, all right, I'm blocking your calendar for March 2nd. So I have no clue what the experience is going to be. But I think what I hope is
That's
to have a
thrilling.
good, fun time. Yeah, that's
Oh, that's awesome. I like that. Yeah, I just asked my girlfriend for a pickleball set because it's the hottest game and I really want to learn it. Looks fun. Okay, so we have to go to a commercial break and we'll be back in just a few minutes with The Fight Before Midwinter. Bye.
Mm-hmm.